Time for an American Family News Update. I'm Bronson Woodruff. President Trump's picks for Attorney General, Secretary of State, and CIA head are in the spotlight today as they face questions in the latest Senate confirmation hearings. Former Florida Attorney General Pam Bondi has been a fixture in Trump's orbit for years and a regular defender of the president-elect on news programs amid his legal woes. She's likely to face many questions over her public statements criticizing the criminal cases against Trump. Bondi said members of the so-called deep state were hiding in the shadows during Trump's first term. Quote, but now they have a spotlight on them, and they can all be investigated. Meanwhile, Florida Senator Marco Rubio is promising to implement President-elect Donald Trump's America First vision as Secretary of State. He vowed in his confirmation hearing today that the incoming administration will forge a new path by placing American interests above all else. John Ratcliffe served as Director of National Intelligence during Trump's first term. He's a former federal prosecutor and conservative member of Congress, representing a district in Texas. He was a fierce defender of Trump during his first impeachment proceedings in the House. A Texas anti-pornography law is going before the Supreme Court today in a collision of free speech rights, regulation of online content, and the protection of children. Texas is among more than a dozen states with similar laws aimed at blocking young children and teenagers from viewing pornography. The adult content site Pornhub has stopped operating altogether in several of those states, citing the technical and privacy hurdles in complying with the laws. Texas says its measure is necessary to protect children from the current near-instantaneous access to porn, including hardcore obscene material on smartphones. State attorneys wrote in court documents, quote, Texas seeks to protect kids from some of the most prurient sexual content imaginable. Fire-scarred Los Angeles is under another rare warning as winds pick up today. Two massive blazes in the region have killed at least 25 and destroyed thousands of homes. They are the Eaton Fire and the Palisades Fire. A day after firefighters got a reprieve with lighter winds than expected, gusts were hitting up to 35 miles per hour on the coast and valleys and 55 miles an hour in the mountains before dawn, according to National Weather Service meteorologist Todd Hall. They were expected to get up to 10 miles per hour faster through the morning. High winds last week pushed flames at remarkable speed and carried fire-sparking embers sometimes miles away. The White House announced the Biden administration on Tuesday is notifying Congress of its intent to lift the U.S. designation of Cuba as a state sponsor of terrorism. We're told this is as part of a deal facilitated by the Catholic Church to free political prisoners on the island. Senior U.S. administration officials who previewed the announcement on the condition of anonymity said many dozens of political prisoners and others considered by the U.S. to be unjustly detained would be released by the end of the Biden administration at noon on January 20th. We're told the U.S. would also ease some economic pressure on Cuba, as well as a 2017 memorandum issued by then-President Donald Trump, toughening U.S. posture toward Cuba. That's all for this AFN News Update. Thanks so much for watching. Much more news from a Christian perspective can be found on our website, afn.net. I'm Bronson Woodruff.